All right, our lesson essential question, like yesterday, is how do we compare two versions of the same story from different cultures? So, we are continuing to work with the same two stories today, and we are comparing and contrasting those two versions of the same story. So we talked about how we need to really focus on the plot of the two stories. You've learned about plot before. You learned about identifying the characters and setting. You learned about identifying the beginning, the middle, and the end by finding that problem, the steps to solving the problem, and of course the solution. Yesterday you read two stories. You read The Three Little Pigs, which is a folk tale from England, and you read The Three Geese, which is a folk tale from Italy. And they were very similar stories, but from different cultures. So we read The Three Little Pigs together, and we identified the characters, the three little pigs. Their houses were made of straw, wood, and brick. The wolf causes a problem. The brick house ends up staying up in the end, and then the problem is solved by him going down the chimney and falling in a pot of boiling water. Then I asked you to read The Three Geese on your own, and I asked you to draw this graphic organizer in your notebook, and I asked you to identify these specific things for the three geese. So pull out your notebook right now, and let's go over the answers that you came up with. Who are the main characters in The Three Geese? You should have said the three geese are the main characters. What are the three geese's houses made out of? They're made out of straw, hay, and stones. Who causes the problem for the three geese? Just like the three little pigs, we have the wolf. Which house ends up staying up in the end? The stone house stays up. And how is the wolf stopped in the end? So how is the problem solved? All right, the geese throw hot soup on the wolf. So the problem is solved differently, but kind of the same at the same time, right? Let's take a look at these parts of the plot that we identified. Are our characters the same? No, they're not. What about what their houses are made out of? It's interesting because we have two straw houses, but the other houses are different. I know brick and stones are kind of similar, but the other two are different. But you can identify that the first two materials are very weak materials, and then the last one, those are strong materials. This is something the same. Who causes the problem? The wolf causes the problem in both stories. Which house stays up in the end? The last one, the brick and the stones. So they are different materials, but you can compare these two stories by identifying that the stronger material is what stays up, or the last one. And then how is the wolf stopped in the end? These are kind of the same and kind of different. First of all, it's a hot liquid that's burning the wolf, right? They are different too. How are they different, these solutions? Right? You might have said that they're different because one is in the chimney and one gets thrown at him, right? One is soup, one is water. So they're similar, but they're different at the same time. You're going to be using all of this information and putting it all together today to answer some questions in an assignment. So now that you've read both stories again, now that we've talked about the similarities and differences, You are going to spend some time answering some questions and putting it all together.